Last time, on Dice Funk.
The only reference to Gorfanax that you get comes in accordance to a group called the Kaldu Covens. The general gist is that the bluffs of the Kaldu region are utterly unfit for settlement, and generally express amazement and confusion as to how the settlers of the area have managed not to die in terrible landslides. Jacob Erlin very specifically had asked them to note anything along those lines that had references or inscriptions to the name Gorfanax on it. The plume of smoke coming from the direction of the long pole is way bigger than one building being on fire. Allana, you get into the basement and discover that absolutely every single weapon in the basement has been picked clean. They're all gone. You guys make your way through town to the quarry. When you get there, though, you discover that it is incredibly heavily guarded.
Get Marshmallow to go cause a ruckus.
10 of them peel off from the gate and go to pursue Marshmallow. You do actually get Silas's attention. Erlin repositioned almost every single guard in the city to the quarry when he realized that that's where the exchange was going to be. Oh, the manor's not empty. Master Lonergan is there.
Oh, I want to kill him.
You see a very, very bright kind of flare-like light shoot up into the sky from the quarry, and a very loud, womanly voice yells, "Erlin, I've got something of yours." So, gentlemen.
Ladies.
Well, there are no ladies, like, here. Not this week. I mean, I guess I can be a bit of a lady sometimes, you know.
Me too.
In a sort of a diva way, but...
None of this is usable. So, just cutting all that out. So yeah. Out of universe, Jess is not here this week, which might seem like a hindrance, but not really, because in universe, it would be kind of hard to walk up to Allana and be like, hey, come be an accomplice to what was certainly going to be several murders. Come with us to kill people you don't know for reasons that do not benefit you. Also, it would not hurt to have someone keep eyes on what is going on at the quarry for us. So this actually works out pretty well, I think.
Yeah, so I guess due to a scheduling conflict, we've had some discussion about where the game was going to go this week, and because we wanted to get a new episode out this week, we thought, okay, well, if this is going to happen in game, I guess it wouldn't really matter if we didn't have Jess. So she'll be back next week. Of course, this is not goodbye to Allana or Jess as a player. She just couldn't make it this week, so that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're pretty much ready to dive right in.
Yeah.
So we ended, just for the benefit of you guys, I guess we ended on a very modest fireworks show, and what seemed like a goading statement of a voice in the darkness. So one thing that I want to make absolutely clear is that if you guys intend to leave the quarry, which I mean, I assume you do, seeing as how it was kind of talked about it beforehand.
We're thinking about it, but it's very possible we may want to hear exactly what is about to be said, because we're like in the middle of a sentence from last week.
Yeah, I believe we ended on a voice crying, "Erling, I have something of yours."
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to jump away right away. I think Rinaldo wants to hear who it is and the gist of what's going on before we hightail it, but we'll see.
So yeah, a voice said some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, like, I assume everyone's gonna, like, all of the king's horses and king's men are gonna go into the quarry.
Well, I've got some flavor text here.
Yeah.
What flavor? Is it spicy?
Yeah, things are gonna get pretty spicy.
Nice.
Nicey.
Wow. Please start.
It isn't even a second after the call goes out that every guard at the entrance turns heel and begins to hustle their way into the quarry. Erlin himself loses no time whatsoever and breaks into the most noble-looking substitute for a sprint you've ever seen. A silence hangs in the air for a few seconds before the guardsman in charge realizes that no orders have been passed, and most of his men are confusedly running to the source of the yell, now accompanied by muffled cries of panic and help from a different voice. The commanding guard springs into order mode and starts to organize his men, instructing them to move into the quarry with more structure, but his fight against the panic appears to be a tough one. It isn't long before all the guards previously watching the entrance have repositioned themselves inside the quarry to either ready themselves for action or get a better vantage point of the proceedings. It occurs to the three of you that you might be able to slip in during this bustle without acquiring too much attention.
Rinaldo looks at Anne and says, Anne, can you cave in the quarry? Do you have that kind of magical ability to just, like, crush it? Like...
First of all, does that actually seem wise to you to just kill 70 plus people? Like, I realize that we're not heroes, but wow, that's a step.
No, look, when you killed those people before, they were all innocent people, but these are Lord Erlin's, like, besties. And the other ones are, the bandits. So, like, everyone, I feel like everyone is fair game here. Am I missing something? Is there anyone in there who's not evil?
Silas and his
oh shit! Is Silas go in?
Yeah, he is one of the guards. You know.
All right. Rinaldo looks around and then realizing that Silas has gone in, immediately abandons the idea and he says, "Never mind."
Yeah. No, I don't think I could actually collapse an entire thing. Like I can do like magic missile. Actually, I don't have magic missile, but something of the equivalent. But that would not produce the desired effect.
Okay, Rinaldo looks guilty having thought of that, because then he realizes what would have happened to Silas, and then he says, never mind. Okay, so we can either do one of two things. We can slip in there and see what we see, or we can go to the manor and maybe kill Lonigan.
Well, apparently... Okay, actually, hold on, and voice.
Yeah.
Isn't the Lord looking for us? It seems like maybe we should send Allana in to see if she can see anything, but me and you should go to the manor to stop Lonigan.
All right, let's try that for now. Want to go in the cart?
Whee!
Okay, Rinaldo pushes Anne in the cart, and every once in a while kind of like skips onto it like a shopping cart just so he can get there faster.
Okay.
And that is his plan.
I am making a declaration here, all right, as Dungeon Master, that if you decide to leave the quarry, at any point in time, if you try to come back, this session ends.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, we're not going to try to fuck you on that, Johnny.
No, I just mean that, like, if Allana's staying around, because Jess is obviously not here to be able to speak for herself, she's going to see some shit go down that needs to be cleared before you guys make it back on the scene.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's kind of the beauty of this scheduling inconvenience, is we're making it work for us. So now we get the eyes on the plot while we actually accomplish what we need to.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what you need to.
Yeah,
sure, Austin.
This may not be a good idea, but that's not the point. All right, Rinaldo says, Anne, whistle or whatever, use your psychic animal thing and get your ferret back here.
I can do some kind of roll, maybe like a perception to see if I sense him, because we discussed like a minor like spiritual connection, but he is not like he is not my daemon in Golden Compass terms. Can I make up maybe a perception to see if I sense him?
Go right ahead.
Golden Compass is real good, by the way. All right. 15.
That's good.
You sense nothing.
Damn it.
All right, yeah. I think he ran as fast as he could and then tried to hide, probably, because that's what we discussed, is that he's much faster and also stealthy.
He's not much faster than guards on horseback. He has the same speed as guards on horseback.
But he got a head start.
But I want to say, like, because people send me messages on Twitter and stuff. They're like, "What is the actual quest of Dice Funk?" And like, I understand that this has become like a complicated game of like politics, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And it's like, so from Anne's perspective, right? Like, our top priority is to not have people trying to kill us anymore. And our secondary priority is to stop the demon worshippers from burning Rotswalt to the ground and doing demon shit. So right now, in Anne's mind, if we kill Lonigan, that saves Rotswalt. it eliminates a demon worshiper, and then whatever's going on at the quarry, whether Lord gets his son back or dies, fighting the rebellion, that solves itself. Like literally the quest is over in Anne's mind if this is accomplished. Obviously that's super reductive and naive, but like when I said what we need to do, like this makes actually a lot of sense to what my character's idea of this quest is, if that makes sense.
Rinaldo's motivations are to slight those who have wronged him, get with Silas, make money, possibly save people.
Yeah, but those are like super general. I'm saying like...
And in that order, by the way.
There are other things, like there's a rebellion going on. The city is on fire.
No, I know. Everything is screwed. But anyway, let's just head... We're heading to the manor, and Anne is in the cart. Mm-hmm. We may need a cart, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just bringing everything we can.
Okay. So as previously discussed, many of the guardsmen that normally patrol the streets of Stone Root have been repurposed and repositioned to focus almost entirely on this missing Ulick issue. So you find making your way through the streets to actually be pretty... hassle-free for the most part. There are more crowds out in the street, verging on angry mobs, you might even say, as you get closer and closer to the mansion, but you aren't too far away from the mansion, when something begins to bother the two of you. A slow rising sound starts to soak the air around you, like a low, deep torrent of rain falling, but never hitting any ground. At first, you mistake it for wind in the distance, but it only gets stronger, while the air around you fails to stir. By the time you get to the neighborhood of the mansion, the smell of smoke strangles the air around it, and it starts to cause only the smallest amount of difficulty breathing. The temperature in the air appears to be rising with that of the crowd, who beat barrels with clubs, pound on the closed gates with bare fists, and scream curses with abandon at windows, doors, and the closed-up guard post. In fact, there don't appear to be any guards managing the situation outside of the mansion at all.
Okay. We don't see any guards outside the mansion?
No.
Describe the gate for me. Like, is it a big locked gate that's really hard to push over, or is it like a gate?
It's a big gate. Like the fences surrounding the mansion are about like 15 feet high, spiked on top. There's a lot of room between the fences and the gate and the mansion, so like lots of ground to cover. So that if somebody were to slip through somehow, there'd be a good amount of time that they'd have to move across the grounds to hopefully be intercepted before they'd make it to the house. Like it's quite an opulent estate. And as far as the gate itself goes, you're talking double swinging, wrought iron, pretty sturdy, but given enough pressure, eventually anything would break.
How many rioters are in front of me, like guesstimation?
This is an angry mob now. These are, You're seeing people with smoke-stained faces, people who look as though they have, the entire world of their possessions left now, hauled on a sack in their back. Maybe one or two bindles here and there, just because I wanted to say the word bindle.
Can I get their attention?
It's a pretty rowdy mob, but if someone charismatic enough were to take a stage or something like that,
I do indeed try to do that.
Okay, I'm going to give you butt touch.
Thank you.
That's a 4 to your roll.
All right, would that be performance?
That would definitely be performance. There's a huge crowd of them.
15. It's not bad, but...
You haul yourself on top of, what used to be a street merchant stand.
Just on top of the merchant.
I thought that's where we were going.
And get your pinky fingers into your mouth and let out a huge whistle. A number of faces in the crowd that were previously focused on the mansion do kind of turn around and give you their attention. But
Anne's gonna be hype man. She'll be like, "Yo, listen up." There's filet mignon in the house.
But you don't necessarily have the attention of the majority of the crowd.
Okay, well, maybe they'll turn if I start talking. So Rinaldo says this. Ladies, gentlemen, androgynous magical creatures, for too long we have let Lord Erlin and his cronies push us around. It's time to cut off the very dick of the snake and march into this matter and tear it apart. Now who's with me?
I mean, Anna's trying to assist this performance.
Okay.
Maybe she'll cast light on the thing he's standing on, so like kind of like a stage light.
Okay.
And then she'll use like thaumaturgy to like make some rumbling noises and stuff. Like she has like some non-roll based pizzazz she can add to this.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. With a little bit of showmanship and some special effects from what obviously must be the proto industrial light and magic crew.
I was yeah.
You
I was
do-
thinking like Rammstein concert, but that too.
Well, I said proto. I mean, like we're not talking. This is not Pacific Rim we're talking about here, Austin.
Okay.
It's a little bit more like maybe Black Sabbath in the 70s.
All right.
Hey, if you listen to Fools, the mob rules.
Please tell me what happens.
While Leon is doing his thing, the crowd kind of progressively gets a little more attentive, and you see things quiet down until most people are actually sort of turned around and staring at Rinaldo. And a couple of people are like, "Who's that guy? He's dressed funny. I like his hat."
They should. All right, Rinaldo says, here's what we're going to do. We're going to push down this gate. I have a cart that I brought. We're going to use it as a battering ram, and we're going to break this fucker down.
You get a pretty impressed reaction from the crowd. There's a lot of people, raising whatever they seem to be holding on to. Some quarry tools, like some guy's got a shovel, another guy's got an aubergine for some reason. Just like, hold them up in the air and go, yeah!
Okay. Rinaldo gives Anne the motion for another butt touch.
Okay, yeah, they're infinite.
Yeah, I know. That's what's great about it. One. Still. Okay. Rinaldo, still feeling confident, tries to use his mighty strength to basically push it into the gate and knock it down.
You're leading the charge.
I guess I have to. All right. I guess is that just a regular strength roll?
Yeah, that'll be a regular strength check.
Okay. My strength is +3, and I got +1, so +4 to whatever.
You can I would make a case for athletics. Maybe it's the strength-based skill.
It's up to Johnny. I mean,
No, if you wanna advocate for athletics,
isn't God? What do you call? Oh, in football, don't they push things like that? Isn't that
The sleds?
Yes, exactly.
When I went to, sorry for the detour.
Okay.
In high school football, we had a sled we called the Big Dick.
Yes, Johnny, I want to push the big dick, and so I'm making the case that I can do that with athletics.
And someone hit it so hard they snapped their arm.
I'm not going to do that.
somebody broke their arm on the big dick.
You're damn right they did. Big Dick don't play. Big Dick don't play.
Your call, Johnny.
That was a harrowing story, Austin. And I'm very sorry for whoever it was that broke their arm on the big dick. This friend of yours.
Believe me, if it was me, I would be so proud of that story. It's not, though.
My God.
Okay. Then yeah, Leon. I accept your advocacy for using athletics.
All right, +6 for athletics, because that's my thing, and then another one for butt touch, so it is +7. 18.
You take a good long run up with the cart against the gate and hit it at a pretty impressive velocity, and it shudders pretty sizably. You don't break it down because it's just not that kind of gate. It doesn't give it up on a first date. But everybody around you is pretty inspired by your activity. So the moment that you do that, there's a surge of people who just they grab onto the gate and they start pushing and shaking and counting. And they seem to be counting to 3 and waiting for you to push again on 3 in concert with them trying to,
I will. And I basically ask for the same thing from Anne.
Oh, again?
Yeah, might as well. I mean, we have to break this down. Okay. So
3.
So it's +9 now.
And yeah, at this point, Anne's using thaumaturgy to like help the counting and the yelling. 1, 2, 3, go!
Okay. This is like you guys aren't quite sure exactly what sports are.
Sports haven't been invented yet.
Not like this. I mean, all the sports that exist at this point in time are like
stickball,
find the grass, or point at the donkey.
Okay.
Oh, I'm really good at that.
And then another one called What Time Is It?
I got exactly 18 again.
So in a splendiferous display of coordination, cheerleading, whipping the crowd up into a frenzy, and, a downright manipulation of other people's shitty circumstances to achieve your own ends.
I get the feeling you don't approve.
Oh, me? It's not my place to judge. I am the dungeon master. These things happen without my moral guidance whatsoever.
Okay.
You collide with the gate with such an impressive force, and thanks to the help of the downtrodden and angry, probably displaced common folk around you, the gate cracks open with a thunderous peal of squeaks.
Wait, squeaks here?
Well, I mean, it's a wrought iron gate, so it's like
bad joke. I'm sorry.
A creaking awfulness.
Okay.
When I envisioned this episode, I was like, yeah, so I guess we're gonna case the place, try to see if there's any weaknesses, maybe, smooth talk a guard, jump a fence, but like
nah, we're fucking it up.
Austin, I don't know if you've been on this show before, but this is Dice Funk, and apparently you don't roll like that.
No. Well, you know what I think it is? I think maybe Jess is holding us back.
Wow. It's not nice.
I'm just being a jerk.
Yeah, you are. All right. So Ronaldo says, "Everybody inside. I'm right behind you." And then I put an arm against Anne to make sure she doesn't go in, and I let them go in first.
All right. So the crowd of people surges into the grounds, and kind of like immediately they just start like ransacking the place. Like someone gets into the guard hut and starts throwing like, I don't know, official notices everywhere, and, just, like, generally mucking up the place. Some other people start, like, tearing down shrubbery, or, like, lighting, like, trees on fire and stuff like that. Yeah, some guy's got a torch now. Like, it's a party.
Okay, so, Ronaldo, after they're all inside, just to make sure that they absorb the first hail of arrows, then Ronaldo sort of takes Anne by the hand and says, "Okay, now we go in." And I'm heading towards, we should remember, I'm heading towards the room where we met Lord Erlin, basically his big room, in hopes of finding something important there or someone important there.
I'm going to give you another butt touch as we go in.
That sounds good to me.
That's a 4.
Nice.
Yeah, let's go to the main room and see what we can see.
Okay, you're going to the front door?
We're going we're going where they went. The crowd went in because I want to more or less follow behind them.
Well, nobody has gone inside the house yet.
Oh, God damn it.
If you're waiting for them to go inside the house, what you see is basically, like I said, more mayhem. There are people who start like breaking windows and then like climbing in. Like it's fucking mayhem.
I wait until some of them go inside, and then we enter. And then we head towards the big room with the fireplace.
Okay. You do notice that the people who make their way to the front door are kind of stymied by it. It appears to be locked. But other people are finding rocks, throwing rocks through windows, trying to like climb up to ground level windows. The ground level windows are not like, at like waist height. It's not something that you would just sort of like, pull the sill up, lean your arm on, and be like, "Hey, how's it going inside the Erlin mansion?" They're a little above head height, like there's an impressive set of stairs up to the front porch. So people are throwing rocks through windows and trying to like clamber up through them, but the broken glass is getting the most of these people. They're not dressed for this shit.
Okay, Ronaldo, can Ronaldo reach the top of the windowsill?
Oh yeah, you're well within height. Well, not the top of the windowsill. Yeah,
I mean the ledge.
Yeah, you can reach a window ledge if you wanted to. Yeah.
Ronaldo gets up in there and then gets a hand down and tries to pull Anne up. If you guys want to wait until that ambulance goes back, we can wait a minute until that ambulance drives by. I don't know if you can hear that.
What if it's coming to get you?
I would hope not.
Foreshadowing. Is another thing, it's too late now, almost certainly. But I was thinking that since your character, Leon, is proficient in forgery, we could have, and it also because we got paper from bunks, you could have forged some kind of note and, rolled up that way and been like, the Lord sent us to help you quell the rioters or something. But, we just totally bypassed any kind of nuance.
Yeah, it was more fun this way. All right, so Rinaldo pulls Anne up, and I assume he should be able to do that without a roll, because Anne doesn't weigh anything.
Nah, I mean you have certainly you're not doing this under duress either. Nobody's pressing you for any situation, so you can take your time and do it properly. So I don't believe a roll is necessary.
Also, if you failed the roll, we just do it over and over and over until you succeed.
That's true. All right, then we get in there. Can I roll for stealth just in case? Kind of hug the walls a little, make sure we're not just marching through and making a lot of noise.
Okay, yeah.
We are both wearing armor, which gives us disadvantage on stealth.
Okay.
I just want to put that out there. I just gave you a butt touch. Okay. So you have +4, but yeah, if we're gonna stealth, we're gonna take disadvantage.
Oh, okay. So I roll it twice.
Yep. I guess I will too. 9.
Yeah, I critted on 1, but it's disadvantage. I'm 6.
So 9 and 6 to sneak through this hallway. Although, I mean, the city is exploding around us.
One assumes there are not many guards inside, but still, I was trying to be safe, but it did not work.
Yeah. Well, Silas said there's 10 guards back here. The question is, do we run into 2 or 3 or 10?
Maybe some of them are about to go outside to deal with the rioters.
Yeah.
Okay, so the room that you managed to haul yourself up into appears to be a sitting room of some kind. It is dark. There are no lights on in the sitting room, and as you move through it, presumably to try and get to the main entrance, it strikes you as unusual that it seems as though the entire house is actually dark. You get out into the main hallway, and there are no candles, no torches, no lights, nothing, not an ounce of activity. Everything seems eerily quiet.
Okay, I want to say one thing before I completely leave the sitting room. Anything valuable? Can I roll for perception for Rinaldo's eyes to adjust to the darkness?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool.
Look, if no one else is going to say it, I'm going to say it.
What?
It's a trap!
I get a 3. I don't see shit. Never mind. Okay, we go in the hall.
Well, after having rolled a 3, though, okay. Leon, Rinaldo is actually really impressed on the embroidery on a chaise long.
Okay, if I knew what that meant, I would be impressed.
It's a seat of some kind.
Okay.
Oh, is that the thing that normal people call chaise lounge?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, which is totally not what it is.
All right, fine. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. I even rolled.
You can't pocket a couch.
They look like long couches, except they only have a back on one side.
Okay.
When Rinaldo thinks about Silas, he thinks about Silas kind of draped over a chaise long. He's like, ooh.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the room.
All right.
Or try. Let's do our best.
Okay. So you move outside of the sitting room, and notice that, like I said, apart from the house being dark and silence, that there's a bit of a scuffle. Not having currently happened, but there's evidence, pardon me, of there having been a scuffle in the opposite direction from where the study is. It looks as though some of the paintings on the walls are a little bit askew. Some adornments and decorations have been knocked over. There's a broken vase on the floor.
That looks like a whole bunch of not our problem.
And from the sounds of things, it sounds as though that the civilians who have managed to make their way into the house are, again, really just more interested in ripping shit up in the rooms that they get into. Nobody is kind of going further into the house yet and investigating what's going on. But it is deathly quiet. You're heading to the study still?
Yeah, we're going to where we met Erlen, but before we open the door, I want to put my ear against it to make sure, like, it's to see whether or not someone's in there.
Okay.
It's weird. You hear 10 guards. You can tell very distinctly.
You make your way to the study. Everything looks a little bit more orderly in this section of the house. You get to the door, place your ear against it, and roll perception.
19.
You hear nothing out of the ordinary inside. You can make out the sound of a fire crackling, and that's about all.
It's still dark, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast light on Rinaldo's mace that I gave him.
Cool.
So it's shining, just in case we run into a situation where he can't quite see very well. Let's just avoid that.
Okay.
Rinaldo, like, very slowly, like, edges his way inside.
All right. You lever the door open gently, kind of like, eyeing the crack in the jamb as it becomes larger and larger and larger. And by the time you manage to get a full view of what's inside the study room, indeed, the fire still rages in the hearth. With, strangely enough, the position of the things in the fireplace, like, you could swear are in the exact same spot that they were when you were last here.
We're gonna investigate the tits off that fireplace.
But there's nobody inside.
Okay.
And again, the only light in the room is coming out of the fireplace, which only has just a little bit of purple left in it.
Okay. All right. In all seriousness, anything valuable?
There are tons of books and a couple of, like, little, baubles and trinkets and things like that. Stuff that looks expensive, but you wouldn't necessarily know what to do with it. I mean, there's some china from, like, a teacup and some silverware and stuff like that.
Rinaldo doesn't traffic in China. All right, so...
Okay, perception check to look at the fireplace and figure out what's up with those head-shaped things. I saw someone left a comment, they're like, how did you not check out the heads in the fireplace?
We were busy.
First of all, they were head-shaped, not heads. Second of all, he was in the room. The Lord was in the room with us last time. So here I go. 8, not great. I've done better.
They kind of look like regular stones to you.
Rinaldo, I want to do the same.
You're a little bit impressed that, like, they have a kind of a coal-like quality to them. Like, they take to fire really, really well. So there's a not necessarily a smoldering. I can't remember what the word is. When coal ignites and creates, like.
I know what you're saying. Leon got a 2.
Yeah, so he sees even less. That's fine.
I mean, but as far as you can tell, they look kind of just like regular rocks that are, I mean, maybe purposefully shaped, maybe not.
Okay.
But I'll say this: they look designed to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rinaldo looks for, like, is there a desk in the room?
Yeah, and as well as, like, some bookshelves and a couple of doors actually leading out.
Okay, first thing, Rinaldo checks the desk. Like, inside, on top, like, anything that might look important, like papers.
Okay, you find a bunch of, like, letters, declarations, official documents, and things like that. Mostly just having to do with matters of state, essentially. There are some, new law declarations. There are some foreign missives and, like, treaties and things like that. You are interested to see, Rinaldo, that there are some pretty hostile letters that appear to have been sent back and forth from the Lord of Akamoros.
Oh, God. Here we go.
You get the impression looking through these letters that the Lord of Akamoros and the Lord Erlen not really that friendly with each other. I mean, not outright hostile, but as a great what's the word I'm looking for? Charlatan. You're familiar with the hostile language of lords and ladies, and you're like, wow, these sons of bitches really hate each other. But I mean, they're being civil.
Okay. Well, Rinaldo doesn't like either lord, so
For listeners who maybe don't listen quite as closely as others, Akamoros is the country that Rinaldo and probably AC are from. It's like medieval Spain, as far as I can gather.
I have a little bit of history. But you know what? I can't really get into it. It's best if this sort of thing comes out in character or not at all, or in the post show. Anyway, so Rinaldo kind of goes over it and then steals them, for spite.
Are there any scrolls marked "My Evil Plan"?
There is one, but it reads more like a grocery list. It's like eggs,
the most evil quiche,
salt. Like it's an omelet recipe, but you kind of get the impression that it would be a very, very spicy omelet.
Okay. What about inside the desk? Is there anything in there?
Not out of scope of what I'm describing to you.
Okay.
There's no diagram with an altar and an arrow that's like, put the knife here.
Okay.
Can we go back to this old chestnut, this Rinaldo classic, and look for a secret passageway?
There already are doors we could check, but yeah, Rinaldo will hug the walls. Okay, I rolled a 6.
I wasn't even going to say roll. I was going to say, what was the trigger of the other one? It was like a grape statue.
It was a grape.
But where was it?
It was on a, I don't know.
I believe it was on a sconce on a fireplace.
Yeah, so I was saying we should check the equivalent place in this room.
Okay, first thing Rinaldo does, is there like a poker or something like fireplace tools, stuff like that?
Yep.
Okay, Rinaldo pokes at all 3 of the stones.
Okay. You poke at the stones.
And if nothing has happened, okay. Let me ask
the
this.
fire responds as it would when you poke a fire with a stick.
All right, let me ask you this: what is the floor made of? Is there a big rug or
floor is lava?
There is a large rug covering the area. Yeah.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is I don't want to take the This looks like evidence, but if I take it out and put it on the floor, it's going to ignite the rug. And we need a way out. Rinaldo looks at Anne and says, "Can you tell with your magic anything weird about these stones?"
Yeah, I can cast Detect Magic as a ritual, so it doesn't cost a slot.
Okay.
So I will do that. Also, I think maybe you should just take the fire poker. I feel like that's a pretty equivalent to a club in terms of weapons.
All right, I steal the fire poker.
All right, you are now the owner of a club.
Okay.
It's also like flaming hot Cheetos right now.
It's true. I have so in this room I have stolen what I've described as hostile letters and fire poker. In case anyone's wondering what my equipment list looks like.
But yeah, Johnny, tell me if anything in the room is glowing and with magic, and what school of magic.
There appears to be nothing magical inside the room.
Okay. Well, I relay that. That's interesting that the skull things are magic. I'm saying this out of character, obviously. I assumed they would be. I guess it's just a natural, not natural, but whatever property that they have that it makes them special is mineral.
All right. Rinaldo looks around. You said there's 2 other doors, not counting the one we came in?
Yeah.
All right. I go to the one to Rinaldo's left.
Okay. You go to the one to Rinaldo's left.
I think he means he opens it.
I listen. I always listen.
Okay, roll perception.
I botched it. It's a 1.
You put your ear to the door and then suddenly get that weird white noise ringing that people just kind of sometimes get, and you're like, ow, and hear nothing.
Okay. Rinaldo opens it anyway, but in the very slow, very quiet way that he did before.
It is locked.
Damn it. Okay. Rinaldo tries to smash it open with the fire poker because it's a club.
Okay. I forget how to do this. Is it attack?
I think it is. I have to roll against.
Yeah, you have to roll against the door.
Okay. What is my what I'm trying to say is what are my stats on this fire poker that I just found?
It's like I said, it's basically equivalent of a club or mace. It's probably the same.
Okay, in that case, yeah, then that's what I do. All right.
Like, the thing with the stats for, like, wood and stuff is, like, some of that's, like, under duress. Like, this, he's just going to keep hitting it until he breaks it down, right? We can sit here and roll for a couple minutes, or...
I know, but it is of interest to me how quickly he does it.
Okay.
Yeah, so generally, you would just, like, do an attack roll,
Okay.
and then to the AC of the wood as decided by Johnny, but, you know, there's some suggestions in the book.
Okay. I rolled a 15, which is pretty solid for a thing that cannot defend itself, I think.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you get a couple of good whacks at the door. Crash, crash, crash. Gets you about 3, and then it gives way.
Rinaldo looks really impressed with himself. Kind of like smiles.
By the way, just so that we're looking here, your fire poker will be doing 1d4 damage, while the mace does 1d6.
Okay, so the fire poker isn't as cool. I'm just gonna hang on to it for a while in case I want to throw it at someone, like, in their eye. So, yeah, anyway, I open the door.
Okay, the other side of the door reveals a stairwell, leading upstairs.
Okay.
Not a very grandiose stairwell either. You kind of get the impression that it's more of a private, means of traveling through the mansion.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say maybe peep the other door, but at this point, I think we found the jackpot, right?
Yeah, Rinaldo starts to go up, but he's like Bugs Bunny sneaking around, like, on his toes kind of thing.
We have to keep specifying.
Yeah, I really want it to be clear that he's not just, like, clanging around. He's trying to do his best to be stealthy, even though that's not really his thing.
So now I'm going to have you actually reroll stealth again, because you guys are just, like, sufficiently far enough away from the clamor.
Yeah, so we're not drowned out anymore.
All right, this is disadvantage. So
Nope.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, botch.
I botched.
He gets to the top of the stairs, trips, rolls all the way down in heavy armor, like a fucking car crash.
You stop. Johnny will tell me how badly it was.
You do make it to the top of the stairs pretty quietly. But then when you get up there, you kind of turn around to check and make sure that Anne's coming up the stairs okay. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, shh. And then you take, like, one step forward, while turning your body around, and come, like, head first right into a lantern sconce that's made of, like, wrought iron on the side that's been attached to the side of the wall. It is not lit on fire, luckily enough for you. But you do hit it with, like, the full power of, like, you know, a person moving forward with purpose.
Yeah.
It clotheslines you entirely. You keel over on your back, hit the ground with a clattering crash, and because of how narrow the stairwell is, that noise just echoes, and everybody in the next county heard you.
I'm also looking at my hit points right now, and they're not fabulous, because we did not sleep.
And I need you to roll stealth, too.
Does it matter?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
18.
Anne turns around after watching Rinaldo hit the ground and goes, shh.
I mean, I would say maybe we could do a short rest. Not right now, but like having.
Is that what are you gonna do a short rest?
Do we really want to rest?
No, I'm saying a short rest is any period of an hour in which you don't do anything major. I'm saying, can we account the last hour or like a previous hour?
No, Rinaldo was exerting himself at the gate.
No, when he sat outside the quarry for many hours, can we just say he rolled there? Because he forgot.
Yeah, I suppose we could say that sitting outside the quarry. I'm not usually a fan of you know, like, after the facting.
Yeah, but it's not like an active thing. It's just like his cell regeneration.
You still gotta call it, Austin, is the point.
Yeah, that is fair. It's up to Johnny. I mean,
no, I'll let it go. Absolutely, I think you can definitely claim a short rest there.
Okay, so I get 14 back. So let me. I'm at 30 now, which is better, but not at his. Still not nowhere near his maximum because he's like a tank.
And you're out of hit die. What did you do today to get injured? No,
he hasn't rested in a long time, and that was it.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Leon.
Yeah, we don't sleep a lot.
I tried to get you to sleep on that rooftop.
That was scary. It seemed like a bad idea at the time.
Okay, whatever. Let's just go. We gotta go.
Okay.
When do I get my... I'm sorry, dumb question. When do I get my hit dice back?
On long rest, you get half of your maximum.
Half maximum. Okay. Anyway, so anyway, we got to go through this door. So.
Okay. So you haul yourself up from the stone floor, and make your way to the end of the passage, and discover, another door. This one is unlocked. And upon opening it, you tread into what appears to be a dressing room.
All right. What exactly do I see? Like. I understand that not every room is going to have flavor text, but what's in front of me?
There are cabinets, dressers, full-length mirrors, a screen, tailoring station for like alterations and things like that. It looks as though that before presenting oneself to the public, you might cruise through this room.
Okay. I search through the drawers, and not for like new clothes, but for anything that is not just a bunch of socks and stuff.
You're finding nothing but clothes.
Okay.
And before we continue, I want to make a note here as well that noise that I described earlier on in the episode, the sound of rain, the low torrent of rain falling, it is not only not going away inside, but it's actually getting louder. Very, very slowly.
I guess Rinaldo was kind of under the impression that was just the rioters, but no. Okay. Rinaldo says, we made a wrong turn. It's just a bunch of shoes and shit. Let's go in the other one.
Do you want to look for, like, a secret passage or something?
Okay. I mean, it couldn't hurt.
13.
You guys you're looking for secret passages?
Yeah, we're looking for secret passages or
anything
things
out of place that doesn't look like...
You find no secret passages, but you do find some very nice socks.
I steal the socks.
All right. Silk socks.
Silk.
Let's go back and check the other door.
All right, we do that.
So back downstairs?
Yeah.
This episode's gonna be nothing but critiquing the interior decorating of this mansion.
I have this great plan. I really hope we run into someone before this episode is over.
You make your way down the stairs to the office room, or to the study, pardon me. You get down there, and upon making your way in, you notice that the door to the other room is now open.
If Lonigan was waiting behind that door, saw us go up the staircase and booked it out, I am going to pitch a fit.
Okay, Ronaldo thinks for a second, like, someone came out that door, if we go out the other door, then we might find him. Or, on the other hand, I really want to go what's behind that door. So Ronaldo goes and looks what's behind the open door.
Jesus.
Even though this is probably not a good idea.
All right. You poke your head into the open door and see what appears to be what's left of an office. The place has been completely ransacked, turned upside down. Books torn off of shelves, desks thrown on their sides, drawers pulled out. There are papers all over the floor. Journals that are like missing pages. The place has been absolutely gutted.
Okay.
And it is the only room in the house that you've encountered so far that actually has a light on in it.
Okay. Ronaldo once thinks someone was just here, so he's racing out the way he came into the study.
I'm gonna make a survival check to try to track the person. I have mad survival skills. This is like my thing. Okay.
Ready.
11.
Do you have mad survival skills?
Look, I can't control the D20.
Because that's a Ronaldo roll. You rolled 2 plus a great modifier of 9. Oh well.
Okay. Austin, you're a little lost. Like, I mean, there were no immediate signs of if somebody was in this room when they left. Where they went. You're sort of just like, wow, this is a mess.
It's my own fault for building it up. Do you, if I can't find a trace, I'm going to give you butt touch and see if you can make a survival check, I guess.
All right.
So you guys you're staying in the office right now, is that right?
I don't know. Ronaldo does not want to stay there. He is booking out that door and looking for...
we are in motion trying to find out who ransacked it.
Well, you do, when you get outside the study door and the carpet disappears, you do hear running feet echo down the hallway.
Okay, I race towards the running feet.
Yeah, fuck those feet.
Okay.
Hold on. Actually, let me walk that statement back. Anyway.
So, following the sound of the feet, you pat it down the corridor. It leads back to where you first entered the room, or entered the mansion, pardon me, and then continues to pat away. You hear, like, a door open and slam down the hallway of all the disarray that I described to you earlier, where it looked like there was a scuffle in the hall. So you proceed down this hallway, where it looks like the scuffle was, and turn around a corner and come to what you think is probably the door that was slammed. But whoever it is that's moving, they've got, like, maybe a good 10 seconds on you or something like that.
We're doing some Born Supremacy shit. We're just, like, bursting through doors and windows and running. It's really good. Paul Greengrass directed this scene.
All the shaky cam.
Yeah.
All the shaky cam.
We're getting this fool.
All right, you're going in the door then.
It's not a good idea, but it's my idea. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we're going. Ronaldo's like in a frenzy right now.
All right. So with some amount of aplomb or gusto, you might describe it, you throw the door open and encounter what looks like the kitchen. In the kitchen, you can see a couple of doors that obviously lead to other places, but quite a lot of blood on the floor as well. Like, a lot of blood.
Is there a corpse, or is it just blood without?
There are no corpses, but there are many drag marks.
Does the blood trail lead to a particular door? Or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the door that we think the person fled through?
We don't know. It's probably one or the other.
I'll say we've got. You're looking at 2 doors here. Okay.
Fuck.
Apart from the one that you came in, one of them looks clean. The other one has, like, all the blood in the world, kind of like smeared towards it.
I feel like this is a trap. Like, he wants us to go in the blood door, so let's go in the not blood door.
This is the worst.
I'm going in the not blood door.
Austin, you down with the not blood door?
We're not Scooby Dooing this.
Yeah.
You're staying with me.
No, I know. Anne just follows Ronaldo's lead. That's just the way the characters are. That's their personalities. I can't really.
Okay. You make your way into the room with the not blood door and find yourself in an opulent dining room. And the air is really quite still. But you do notice that one of the windows has been smashed out, and the noise from outside is coming through.
Run into the window, super fast.
Has it been smashed out or smashed in?
This one has been smashed in.
Okay, well, that's not... Well, whatever, you look out.
Okay, all right. The broken glass is on the inside, which indicates that somebody has smashed the window from the outside.
Oh, okay.
At least I think that's how it works.
Yes, that is how it works. So that either the guy, if we were chasing the guy and he went out that window, it was already broken. It's not like he kicked it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I look out the window.
Okay. You poke your head out the window and see, like, of course, a bunch of angry peasants still kind of, like, wrenching their frustrations out on the arborea. But more suspiciously than that, across the distance between the house to the gate, you see a ladder propped up against a pillar, and 2 figures dressed in Akamorian army gear, making their way over the top of the pillar and disappearing down the other side.
Ronaldo suddenly gets vaguely nostalgic, and then he says, "We have to find them. We have to catch them."
What about the blood door?
But
I mean, Anne will follow you. I'm just saying, like, these 2 guys, like, okay, maybe they stole some stuff. They're up to some intrigue. Like, we came here to find Lonigan, and we haven't found him or any of his soldiers.
Ronaldo thinks about it for a while and then realizes he's probably not going to catch up to them. And then he says, "Fine, we'll check the blood door," and then we race to the blood door.
Okay. You race back into the kitchen, go to the door, and are you just again gusto, aplomb, or
No, I feel like we lost the whatever, so I'm going in slow.
okay?
I mean, that chase was a success in the sense that we saw something identifiable.
I guess.
All right. So you trepidatiously open up the blood door in the kitchen, and as you do, the jam clears a little bit. The door jam, the clearance above the floor clears a little bit, and a little bit more blood kind of like spills out.
I hate the blood door. Can I just go on record saying fuck the blood door?
You open it completely, get a look inside, and it appears to be a pantry. Apart from all the other food that usually occupies a pantry, there is a pile of about 20 bodies.
Okie dokie, we found.
I want to do investigation. Do I? How do I put this? Can Rinaldo tell how they died? Like, were they stabbed? Were they bludgeoned?
That's a medicine check.
Medicine? Oh, okay. All right, hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a medicine check as well.
8.
I'm really good at medicine. 10.
Okay. The two of you have determined that the bodies are of dead people.
Fuck you.
Okay. Any good food in the pantry?
I can tell you this though, is that it looks as though it was like stabbing/cutting weapons that were responsible for their deaths.
Do they look like city guards?
Some of them do.
What do the others look like?
Servant staff.
Okay, so someone came here and slaughtered the fuck out of everyone. Does anyone look like Lon again?
No.
God damn it.
All right, we go to the window.
Wait, hold on. Do you not want to search these people a little bit more thoroughly? We checked their wound sitch.
Rinaldo tries to loot them. And when I say Rinaldo tries to loot them, I do not mean that he's investigating them. I mean Rinaldo tries to loot them.
Okay, so you're picking pockets? Is that what's going on here?
For anything that is even remotely interesting besides blood.
In a ghastly show of determination to not walk away with nothing from this situation, you methodically root your way through about 25 dead bodies worth of pockets, and manage to come out with about 30 gold coins altogether.
Nice. All right. I'm putting it into my thing. All right. So
each one of them is covered in blood.
Rinaldo doesn't care.
Is this the first profit we've turned?
I have 130 gold coins now total, so I feel like that's a pretty good, like, substantial increase in my overall wealth.
That's more than we agreed to do this quest for!
Rinaldo feels really happy about objective 3 of 4 in his motivations, and he says, okay, so...
Rinaldo's like, as far as I'm concerned, this is a successful journey. Like, this adventure has reached a successful conclusion.
All right, we're talking out of character here. In character, does Anne say anything as Rinaldo is doing this, or is she just like, that's Rinaldo, or what?
Well, no, she was trying to help you determine the wound stuff, and when she failed, I think she's just going to do some clerical last rites.
Okay.
Just some arm waving and some light chanting.
That's fine by me. Okay. After Rinaldo is done looting and looking really happy about this, he says, "All right, we can keep searching this place for Lonigan, or we could chase after those guys. But I feel like we might be pressing our luck here if we just keep hanging around this mansion."
Yeah, I think if he was here, he probably would have made himself known or fought us or those guys that we chased or something.
Yeah, he's foolishly not afraid of me, so he probably would have shown up, or at least, like, sent his hologram. So, let's go out the window here. By the way, Johnny, we can still get out the window, like, pretty...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Alright,
I mean, where you are now, the window is easily at, like, waist height. It's just, it's like a 5-foot drop from the windowsill to the ground.
Okay, and that ladder is over the gate, right? Those guys were using?
No. You're on a different side of the house.
Okay.
So it's the area in which they absconded to.
Yeah.
The buildings across the street are a lot closer to the fence. It is not visible from the front gate.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we got to get out of here. So Rinaldo tries to get out the window.
I really thought we were going to murder some dudes.
Yeah, me too. I had a big plan, but oh well.
You had a chance.
Yeah, I had chances. Yeah, I mean, we could have killed some dudes, but it didn't work out that way.
We picked the wrong door. That's what it comes down to.
You know, it's really funny. During this entire campaign, I've got like 4 or like 5 character templates, like character sheets and things like that, stats and everything, when I'm like, ooh, and if they get into a fight, but
yeah,
like I haven't used any of them almost.
It's not. We're not even purposely avoiding combat, like especially.
Yeah, we were trying to kill someone.
This is the funny thing. Somebody like tweeted the Dice Funk hashtag last night or the night before or something that was like, "Hey, can we have more combat?" And I'm like, it's in there.
Right.
It's just it was too fast for us.
Yeah. All right, we head out the window and see what we see once we're down.
Okay. So you get down onto the ground, and I mean the civilians are still kind of like going nuts. More people are smashing windows and trying to make their way into the mansion. And you're starting to see like lights in other windows. And again, like windows on second floor getting smashed and things like that. The population seems to be having their way with this building, like almost entirely.
All right, 2 things that I want to do before this session wraps up. 1 is take a closer look at those notes that you stole, and 2 is see if we can identify what that sound is.
Here's the thing. Rinaldo has not told Anne what's in the notes.
Yeah, that was Austin.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm just saying that Rinaldo is not planning to.
Yeah, okay. Well, just you, Leon, and everyone in the audience probably wants to know, maybe.
Johnny, if there is any more details you want to tell me about the notes, I'd be happy to hear them. But if your explanation was just the explanation, that's
no, certainly. Rifling. We're talking about the letters specifically, right?
Yeah, I basically stole what I'm putting in my equipment list as hostile letters.
Well, I just want to make the distinction here between like the civil documents, which are like, nobody's allowed to eat cabbage on a Tuesday, or something like that.
The Akamura stuff, yeah.
So judging from like what you can only like piece together as a timeline, it seems as though the Akamorians had at one point in time approached Stone Root in an attempt to strengthen their economic ties. It also seems that Stone Root's stone production is rather infamous in the region for being versatile in a number of ways that most common stones aren't. Say, for example, they retain heat really well. They're sturdier against like weather. They have a tendency not to wear down over time when like water and pressure are applied to them. They're excellent building materials.
Super rocks.
Yeah, there's something really special about the rocks.
I was just going to say, does Rinaldo see any names or proper places, but any nouns with the capitalized letter in front of it is what I'm trying to say.
Really only the addressee, the Lord Erlin, and also the Lord of Akamoros, who I think I've named.
And what was the nature of the dispute? Like that Stone Root wasn't playing ball with what?
Stone Root, Akamoros had essentially tried to get a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked as though Stone Root was not, because the only letters on the table that you found are, of course, not letters from the Lord to, not Lord Erlin to the Lord of Akamoros, but from the Lord of Akamoros back to Erlin. So, deducing from his responses to what Erlin must have written, you get the impression that that the Lord Erlin didn't think that Akamoros was necessarily that special, that they shouldn't get a deal because, the Lord of Akamoros really wanted to, I don't know, get a new hot tub or something like that. And judging from your dealings with the Lord, particularly, you get the impression that he might have been a little bit brusque too, and that the Lord Akamoros was a little insulted by not only his tone, but the disrespect that he read in Erlin's texts. There's a little bit of dick measuring that goes on.
In any other game, right? like, or any other story really, we could make an argument that like what the Lord is doing is kind of maybe for the greater good. Like he's partnered with the demon, but like this area is unlivable, and he's made this impossible city, and he's keeping all these people like fed and clothed with his like special rocks. Like there's an argument to be made for like moral shades of gray, but like in Dungeons and Dragons, like demons are as evil as like atomic weight is what it is. Like it's just physics, and like Anne cannot have she just cannot stand for it. Like I wish almost that I wasn't a cleric, so it would be an option maybe to understand his point of view. But like she's just intractable on the demon thing.
You got no options, Austin.
Okay, Rinaldo folds the letters carefully and puts it in his pockets and doesn't say anything about it.
All right. Do you want to make our way up to the roof maybe to get a better sense of that, whatever is meteorologically transpiring?
How do we do that?
What do you mean? Just say we go to the roof?
Yeah, like no, like physically how am I getting there?
I don't know. Grab the ladder. Grab the ladder. There's a ladder.
The ladder will not take you to the roof of the mansion.
No, not the mansion, just anywhere else. I want to get away from the mansion.
I want to leave is what I'm trying to say. Rinaldo wants to exit as quickly as he can, so he's looking for the way out. Like he's trying to like circle back around the courtyard or whatever and find the open broken gate.
Yeah, let's go back out, and then I want to get to higher ground maybe, or just look up. I don't really know what it looks like right now.
There's a lot of smoke in the air.
Okay.
The night sky is pretty obscured. You can't really make many stars out. Or the moon, for that matter. It's pretty fucking pitch black, actually.
You said you spoke of the sound in like rain terms. Is it coming from the sky?
No. You're not sure where it's coming from, and it does continue to get louder. At this point in time, it's almost like a low rumbling.
Rinaldo wants to get out now, so Rinaldo starts to get out now.
I thought that was clear that we like even when he was reading the letters, we were leaving.
All right, so you make your way back to the front gate, which of course is still in disarray, smashed and open to the side. There's still like not really angry people hanging outside, but a couple of like onlookers and people just sort of occupying the square in front of the Lord's manor. Looking a little shocked, and a lot of them are kind of like messing with their ears. A lot of them are kind of like, they'll like hold one ear closed and then like tap the other, or like,
like they've all got tinnitus.
Hit both hands. And some people are even talking to each other like, do you hear that?
I'm gonna make an Arcana check to see if I can know anything about this. If this, that's a 2. How does that grab you?
Very limply.
Rinaldo does an Arcana check because it really could not do anything wrong, I guess. 18, which is actually really good. I guess.
Oh, and plus the blast butt touch I gave you was a 1.
So was it? Oh, I'm sorry. Then it's 19. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you do deduce, Leon, after, like, this has finally kind of become a little bit intolerable to you. You do deduce that sort of, like, kind of turning your head and, like, plugging your ears and, like, turning in different directions and, like, looking up and trying to get some focus, that you're not even sure that the rumbling is actually coming from outside your head.
Oh fuck, Gorfanax has risen.
Rinaldo runs away really quickly and like hurriedly tries to get Anne away. I don't want to be anywhere around here. And as we try to get away, I want to check to see if this rumbling stays in my head or if it diminishes the further we get away from the manor.
It is not diminishing.
Oh.
We are running. We're just booking because I don't want to be around here, and I'm worried that I'm cursed now.
I mean, do we have any priorities besides meeting back up with Allana and seeing what she saw and sharing info?
No, we basically need to. I mean, all right. Rinaldo does this before we immediately head back. He looks at the place where he saw the two Akamuros soldiers. And sees if he sees anything. Like
you are not. Are you going there because you can't see it from the front gate?
Oh yeah, you're right. It's way over there.
I mean, we could swing by.
How close is it?
It's around the side of the compound.
Would it only take me a couple minutes to get there? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not Miracle Mile. It's just a really big house.
Okay, he does it then. What do I see where last they were?
All right. You work your way around to the pillar that you're pretty sure was the one that had the ladder tilted up to it on the inside.
Yeah.
There's nothing really out of the ordinary here. Like they made
what's that? It's a survival check.
they made their way over the wall. They hit the ground, and
25.
And Austin thinks he picks up the scent.
25. Right.
Ronaldo sort of gets the idea that Anne's doing something, and in sort of a reversal, he starts to follow Anne. Let's find it, girl.
See, I told you I was good at tracking stuff, and it's just the floor in the mansion was bad for footprints. That's what I'm going with.
25 is like an atomic level of survival. It's
like that Donnie Darko thing where you see the weird CG trails people leave behind.
What happens, Johnny?
You're following the trail through the city. It seems to be leading back in the direction where you originally first came from, the quarry. And you turn around a corner at one point in time, and you get a good, long, clear look down a street that you're pretty sure leads directly to the quarry. And I hate to tell you, boys, but there's another plume of smoke. And the rumbling in your ears is getting louder.
That sounded like an end of episode declaration.
That's an end of episode declaration right there.
God damn it. All right, straight up, this is what I was going to do. I'm not going to do it now because the poker's not hot anymore, but what I was going to do, if we ran into Lonigan, I was going to put the poker in the silk sock, swing it around like a slingshot, and throw it into his eye. I'm not going to do it now. It's not as cool. And it's not as cool now that it's not hot.
Next time on Dice Funk.
The young pauper raises his head to the sky and declares, "Well, if the criminals of this city killed my servant parents, then I shall become a symbol."
Ronaldo botches another roll and decides that the ringing in his ear is boogie fever.
Oh man, I sure hope Marshmallow's okay. Cut to Marshmallow on a beach with several cavalry soldiers chilling and drinking frou-frou drinks.
Also next time on Dice Funk, Jess.
As always, our theme song is A Fistful of Nickels, the overclocked remix arrangement of Shadow's theme from Final Fantasy VI. Executive producers for March 2016 are Joseph Timbrello, Ingmar Gremmen, The Cult of Gorfanax, Michael Goodell, Wayne Witzke, Brent, Jason, Dash Shawn the Rage Monster, Carl Kurtz, Eric Kimball, Harrison Andrew, Luke Powers, Phoenix Mod, Jade, Tarka, Jorit, Viger Arnston, Anna Stuhlfarer, Giorgio Renna, Christopher Charlo, Cody Jackson, August Rue, and Taylor Hoyt. If you want to support the show, there are a number of ways to get the word out, whether you comment on Channel Awesome, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Podbean, or rate us on iTunes. If you want to help more directly, you can find Leon at patreon.com/renegadecut. You can find Jess at patreon.com/ravenalegria13. And you can find me at patreon.com/Austin Yorsky. If you want to support Johnny, you can buy him an HTC Vive. Please, someone, for the love of God.